Hello friends, Tracy Brown here, your somatic nutrition therapist and attuned eating expert. And I want to thank everybody who's been watching this body image series this week and left their comments. And they've all been very vulnerable and heartfelt, and I read everyone. And even if I've left you just a short message, it's not because your response doesn't deserve a longer, more nuanced message. It's just that you're just one of me. So I wanted to make this video today in response to mostly what I'm seeing. And the theme, not surprisingly, is that we often get our body bashing. It's not just habit. It's really based in, and it can become a habit. But honestly, the root is, honestly, in very vulnerable times, being told either we're not good enough, or by osmosis, we've been around people who have talked about other people's bodies in front of us. And that leaves the rules of the game really clear. It's like, you better watch out or you'll get criticized too. And so from what I've witnessed from people's responses this week, is that's mostly what's happened to the majority of us. So it's not always that we're worried about present or future others judging us, and maybe we are. And that's part of it. But we don't have the inner scaffolding to recognize that happens right now. It doesn't mean that other adults are right or more powerful than us. It just means that when this body trauma happened, our sense of self, it's not safe for me to be here, I'm too much. It makes it feel like, oh, my body's too much. And that's like our maybe our childhood belief system. But we're not old enough at those ages to question it, because people are older and bigger than us, and we depend on them for survival, so they must be right. So in today's video, I want to remind you of something, that it is time, if you haven't already started doing that, to start reparenting and tending to the part of yourself, whether you're watching this and you're 16 years old or you're 66 years old. It's time to start saying, hey, I know that was really bad. That was really sucky that you weren't protected and made to feel like that your body was wrong, or that you better watch out to not get the wrong body. All of that's really bad, and nobody wins. I'm really sorry that happened. And what I know is that hurt people, even people who care about us, and that maybe they just don't know better. So we're not really doing this work to have a blaming somebody else party here. It's really about people do make really bad mistakes that impact us. As adults, our job is to reparent and tend to those parts, hopefully in safe company. If you can work with somebody that's an expert in this kind of stuff, it would really help expedite the process. You can do that individually, but what I would suggest is start every single time you feel little and small and overwhelmed, and the environment around you is, if it feels familiar, this feels familiar, I feel really little right now, that everybody is going to think everybody's from the past. If you're feeling that way right now, rest assured, there's a party that feels like, this is too much for me here. It's too big. I can't do this. I don't have any say. I'm going to get hurt. And that sounds kind of young, right? So we want to reparent that younger part that's feeling that out in the world that we don't have any protection. And the truth is, maybe we do. Our practice is to start to orient more towards safe others, to be really clear, who do I want to belong with? Because not everybody that maybe I'm born from or that's really close to me is safe with this issue. But there are other people who just don't care. They don't care about the size of your belly. There are people, complete strangers, who don't care about that. Not everybody is as fat phobic as we believe they are. And some people are more fat phobic than we could ever imagine. But that's got nothing to do with you. I know that's impactful, and I know it's hurtful, and I know it can make us feel hypervigilant and not trust ourselves. But the truth is, your body was never wrong. It was never broken. It was never the wrong size or shape. It's just that when you have 100-something years of predictive programming that tells you otherwise, it's hard to believe that not everybody thinks the same way as that lack of affirmation feels like. So that's what I would like to encourage you all today, is to start to really think about when you're out in public and it feels like you're so exposed and you're too big and it's too much, and you're feeling really body conscious. Just take a second. Find a space to sit down in your hand, and just like, okay, what's feeling too big and too much? Or what's missing right now for me to feel like, I'm going to be okay. Regardless if people around you are saying ignorant, unhelpful, unkind, stuff about your other people's bodies. It doesn't mean they're right. And we really want to orient toward what is relatively safe enough. So thank you all for watching this video. There'll be another one on Friday. If anybody has any other comments about this one, if something felt resonant to you, I'd love to hear about it. And please share this with those who really just need to hear that there's another way to do life. And it doesn't have to be your whole life. That what your body looks like, how much your body is out there, how much space you take up, it doesn't have to be the most pressing thing about you. It doesn't have to be the thing that takes up all your time in your day. It's just a matter of knowing that there are spaces where the water's clear and you're not drinking in the algae. If you're a little fish we're all fish in this little bowl here. And remember, not everybody thinks this way. And it doesn't feel like it's nearly enough people, but maybe there's just enough to where you can focus on the things that you want to be focused on versus these other beliefs. Yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. And I will be talking about the rest of your comments and questions in the next video. Okay? Thank you. Bye for now.